time to grow with the SEO Queen. Receive the perfect leads like never before. No traffic is gonna explode. It's time to grow.
Welcome to the SEO Queen Tech Show, a podcast to help you get more customers, clients, and revenue. And so today, I am really excited because we have the deputy, let me make sure I have this title right. We have the Deputy District Director for the United States of America Small Business Administration. Now, the SBA is so important, and I'm really excited about this episode of the SEO Queen Tech Show because we're going to help you get more credibility, visibility, and profitability through the vital information that my guest today has to share. Now, I want you guys to know that this podcast is for professionals and entrepreneurs who are looking to get more customers, clients, and patients. We're broadcast on Bashani Radio, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Bashani Radio, always talking about everything from New York City. You can listen to the SEO Queen Tech Show on any mobile phone or tablet device. Also, as a thank you gift for listening to the SEO Queen Tech Show, you can go to SEOqueen.com and book a complimentary strategy session. Just go to SEOqueen.com and get on my calendar directly and talk to your girl. Now, before I go into our interview and greet our guests, I want to remind you guys that the Reach More Clients Power Conference is happening this Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about how to utilize AI properly to boost your company's visibility online and your productivity as you are creating value within and outside of your business. And so without further ado, I want to present to some and introduce to others none other than Mr. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, I hope I'm saying your last name right, Pallay Jr. Did I say your last name right?
You did say it correctly.
I did say it right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay. Well, praise God, I said it right. All right. So greetings. This is the Deputy District Director of the SBA. And so I know that many of you guys listening and watching on YouTube do not pay attention to SBA. So this whole episode, like, I have a personal objective, and that is to educate you, inform you, introduce to you, and remind you, for those who do know about the SBA, I want to remind you about the fact that this organization is funded by you, the taxpayer. So make sure you get all your perks. You've already paid for it. So here we are. Richard, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, Z. What a great opening. And you and I met, of course, virtually. And that's what caused me to say, when you asked me, can we talk? I'm like, yes, absolutely. I love your energy and motivation, right? Energy is fine and good, but you bring in motivation as well, because it's not just about you being excited, but it's about every life that you touch being ignited by the fact that the SEO Queen has stepped into their life and said, I'm here for you. SEO does mean something. You need to know more about it. You need to talk to the SEO Queen. They need to understand how important it is to market and making sure that people know that you exist, you as a small business owner. And so it's very, very important. And I was listening to what you said. You said, I want to educate, inform, remind you, motivate you. Love that. We have to constantly be in remembrance of what exists for us. And you opened up saying that everyone's tax dollars are paying for the system that I am now a part of. It is absolutely correct. You know, I hear people say, oh, if you go to, a certain organization, we'll talk about each one, it's free. But as we know, Z, there's nothing in America that is free. Nothing. Somebody has paid for it. Exactly. And when it comes to government systems, we're all paying for it.
Absolutely. I mean, we all pay for the roads. We pay for the trash pickup. I mean, we pay for so much. We pay for the FAA. That's the Federal Aviation or whatever it's called.
Yes, you're right.
The FAA. But the Small Business Association, the small business, the SBA is so important to me because
Yes.
I have been helped. I have been helped. When I started out my business, all I had was my brain and a laptop. I didn't have any savings. I didn't have a team. I didn't have anything but what's between these two ears and the help of God. And so I was diligent searching out for resources, and the SBA is one of those resources that I ran across and have benefited from. So tell me, what is the SBA?
Small Business Administration, and as you said, the United States Small Business Administration is a part of the federal government. As you mentioned, we're a department of the federal government. We are national. We're in every state in America. Somebody can find a Small Business Administration office. We call them district offices. And district meaning, as we understand, it's a territory that each of the offices, and I noticed you talk with your hands, so now I feel more comfortable going ahead and putting mine up as well. So that district means we're in your territory. We're in your neighborhood. We're here to serve you. And as a part of the federal government, we are obligated to do this because, as we already said, our tax dollars are paying for this system. So it is very, very critical. There's a monumental movement by Eisenhower when he put the SBA system in place. And it's critical for us to take advantage, especially us as minorities, to take advantage of programs that are set up specifically for us.
Now,
created by the government, not tax dollars are paying for it.
When I was in elementary school, I did a research report on President Eisenhower, and that was not one of the things that I researched. But I find that interesting. When I was a child, I really didn't think about business. I really didn't. Now the kids today, they think about business. They understand, the economics that we live in.
Yes.
But so what year did the SBA start?
Now you got me on that one. I didn't bring my technical notes.
Okay, all right.
I would, you know what? Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm in my office and the lights, I'm in a federal building, so
They're motion
the lights
detected.
are by motion, right? You haven't
Right.
moved in a while. Let's turn these lights off. We got to save this energy because our tax dollars are paying for this. But,
Right.
I should look that up. I promise to be more attentive to that particular detail. I started 3 months ago, been working with individuals who are part of the SBA for many years, but let's get down to brass tacks. You were asking the question concerning what do we do? Who
Right.
are we? Small Business Administration. Where are we? The entire United States.
Right.
My territory in particular, we're called the Los Angeles District Office. LADO is our acronym.
Right.
Whom do we serve in the Los Angeles District Office? Believe it or not, we serve the County of Los Angeles in its entirety, right up to the border between LA and the Inland Empire. We're going right there to Ontario, so we're as far out as Ontario. We're running as far north as Santa Barbara County.
Oh, wow.
So it's Los Angeles, it's Ventura, and it's Santa Barbara counties.
Oh, wow. So that's three.
Those three counties are served out of our office.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So one of my favorite programs of the SBA are the Small Business Development Centers. What can you share with our listeners about the SBDCs?
I would definitely encourage our listeners, if they have not discovered the wonders of the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. We use a lot of acronyms here, ladies and gentlemen, and when you're working with government people, acronyms are everywhere. So the Small Business Development Center are programs that are mostly found, most of our programs, Small Business Development Centers, are located in college campuses. If you're up in the Santa Clarita Valley, they're at the College of the Canyons. If you're down here in Los Angeles, they're at Los Angeles, Los Angeles Community College, LACC. If you're near downtown, we have a small business development center there, Pacific Coast Regional on Wilshire Boulevard. If you're located, if you're in Pasadena, we're at Pasadena City College. So, and this is just to name a few. There are actually 9 centers here in the area that are serving. And again, I'm only speaking of this area. I'm not talking about Ventura County because we're in Ventura County as well. And of course, in Santa Barbara, I'm just naming a few because I don't want to bore the audience with all these locations. But the key is look us up, stop in. You asked me where they were. What do they do is your next question. What are they doing at the SBDCs? The beauty of an SBDC is our federal tax dollars have already paid for other people, for employees of the SBDC to provide technical assistance for small businesses.
Now that term, technical assistance, I don't know a lot of business owners understand what technical assistance is. And to one note before you answer what is technical assistance, I want to remind the listeners that if whatever state you live in, you can always go to sba.gov to search for your state's and cities local SBDC office. So what is technical assistance?
I'll just piggyback on that comment and then we'll go further. Is this broadcast larger than LA? I'm sorry. I apologize to those. Pardon me.
We're broadcast all over the world.
Oh, okay. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. I did not mean to miss anyone. I'm selfishly speaking about Los Angeles, but again, now that I know that this is a national, a worldwide broadcast, here in the United States, you can find, as Zhe has already mentioned, you can find an SBA office in any community, any area in the U.S. And then SBDCs, you will find them primarily on college campuses, but there are some organizations that have a small business development center that are not located on a college campus, but they are definitely serving those in the community. So very important. We were talking about the expression technical assistance. What does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm in an office. Remember we said I'm in a federal building? So every now and then it'll make the lights go off. What does technical assistance mean? It means we're here to help you with the technical aspects of a business. When you talk about accounting, that's a technical aspect of your business. We think of technical, we think automatically technology, computers. No, it's just the nuts and bolts of your business. Accounting is a part of a small business. Marketing is a part of a small business, hence the SEO Queen, very important part of your business. What good is it to make the next best thing since sliced bread and nobody knows about it? So keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Your business structure, your workforce development. What do you mean when you want to learn about how do I hire? How do I train? Your small business development centers give you information and teaching on all of that. You're thinking for those who haven't started a business yet, you're thinking, I'd love to start a business. Talking to my family, everyone says, you should be in business. But you don't know the first means on how to formally start the business. Yes, you're baking. Yes, you're selling them at flea markets. Maybe at your church, you're selling them or you're giving products out so people can know that you exist. But when you want to formalize that and actually earn an income from it, an SBDC, Small Business Development Center, is the place where you want to start because your tax dollars have already paid for the service. When you become more advanced and you're earning an income, now you start paying people outside of the system to assist you, other small business owners. You're paying with their skill sets to help you advance. But the way to get started with for yourself is to start at the Small Business Development Center.
That's awesome. So the SBDCs, or the Small Business Development Centers, have a whole host of workshops and programming that you can take advantage of. What do you recommend for a business owner who is who's been in business for a while and they found their SBDC? What's one of the first things they should do once they get to the SBDC?
What I would say when you're preparing to enter the doors of a small business development center, SBDC, depending on, and it really doesn't matter where your business cycle is, whether you're imagining a business and want to get started, or as Zhe has already mentioned, you've been in business for a while and you're looking for help, define what help means. I've spoken with thousands of entrepreneurs in the last 12 years, and they say, I need help. And the first question I ask them is, what does help mean to you? Do you want me to talk to you? If you want me to talk to you, I'm more than happy to, but what do you want to talk about? Specifically outline my vision is this, or my desire is this, my quandary, my difficulty is this. I'm only making $1,000 a month in my business, and I want to increase my income in the business to $15,000 a month. I'm paying so much in taxes. Is there a way for me to pay less in taxes, put more back into my business, right? Without cheating the system? We don't want to cheat the system. We want to utilize the aspects of the system that will help us get maximum income. You need to pay taxes. By the way, we're taught in our communities, you don't want to pay taxes. You want to try to avoid taxes as much as possible. But let us remember, Z mentioned earlier, we pay for roads. We pay for trees and maintenance of communities and sidewalks and buildings, etc. Guess what? That's our dollars, tax dollars, making sure our neighborhoods are managed and cared for, and we can go back and forth through the streets and buses and etc. Right. So we're contributing to a system. You're asking the system to pay you back. Well, you have to contribute to the system to get a payback. That means you should pay taxes. When you're working with a counselor, they can help you look at how you're filing your taxes and what information and how you're managing your accounting, because maybe you're missing places where there's tax advantages that you can have that you didn't even know about. So always seek the help of professionals, and you can start with the SBDC.
Right. So that's awesome. So I know I'm looking at our time here, and we probably have about 5 more minutes left. So I want to know, what are some of your favorite programs that the SBA has to offer?
And thank you for reminding me of the times. We have 5 minutes left, and I didn't mention a couple of other programs. So when we talk about favorites, for the female entrepreneurs that are on this, that are watching this broadcast, we have women's business centers that are designed specifically to work with women entrepreneurs, understanding the needs of women, the unique needs that you have as a woman, and working with you where you are to take you where you want to go. So you have your small business development centers, you have your women's business centers, and guess what? There may be veterans that are listening to this broadcast. We have veterans business centers. So now it's specific to your needs as a military veteran, and thank you for your service for our country. Go ahead, Z.
I think that's awesome. And you know what? I actually know one of my colleagues when I was working as a technical assistance professional with a community, the Valley Economic Development Corporation. My colleague there, Ruth, she's become a director of a women's business center. And so this is a great resource to take advantage of. I really am a huge proponent of technical assistance. I think a lot of business owners, I don't think they realize how many resources are out there. I mean, it's truly amazing. Now, I know we have a little bit of time left, and everybody knows your website, sba.gov, so we don't have to talk about contact information. So tell me about the certifications. What certifications are available? Why are they important? Why should business owners consider becoming certified?
When we talk about certifications, now we pick up another center that I hadn't mentioned, which is the PTAC. You and I had talked about the PTAC. When it comes to certifications, a lot of people are running around looking for, I got to get a certification, I have to get a certification. And what you want to recognize is, yes, if there are agencies that you want to procure, by the way, it's Procurement Technical Assistance Center. I just realized we didn't define what is PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. So when you decide you want to work with specific agencies, or you want to work in specific lanes, if you will, of business. Some people say, I really want to work with Metro. Well, Metro says, sure, you can procure, which means you can earn, you can win a contract. We call it the procurement process, because you have paperwork that you're doing and you're saying, this is why I'm eligible to be able to perform the service that you need, and you're going to give me a contract. A contract could range from, you're going to work for 3 weeks on a particular project with whichever organization you're applying for, or you could be with a project for years, and the project can go from maybe $25,000 for a project to as much as $5 million on a project or more.
Right.
So getting but these agencies require that you go through a procurement process, which says, well, before you can even enter the procurement process, which means I want to apply, it's like putting in an application. I'm interested. Here's my credentials. Give me a contract. Well, it's competitive. Aside from that, let's take a step back and recognize that you have to be certified. So you're now going to get training that says if you want to get a particular certificate that says I'm an expert in this particular area, I've taken the training, and now Metro has certified me to be a responder to bids and apply for and possibly win that bid to get that contract, you got to be certified first. That means somebody has vetted you. You've gone through a whole process. Documentation, education is being reviewed, tax structure, your tax responsibility is being reviewed, your credit is being reviewed. All of this information is being reviewed about you because the agency cannot afford to hire any Joe guy off the street to say, come on in and do this work for us. You have to be a certified professional.
Right.
Sorry about that. By the organization.
I think that's awesome. Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. The SBA, if you go to sba.gov, you can find your local Women's Business Development Center, your Small Business Development Center. You can find out where the PTACs are, and you can get on the email list so you can know what things are there. There's even templates for accounting documents like cash flow, budgeting, business plans. There's all types of resources on sba.gov. So do you have any further remarks before we go?
I would say act on the information that Zhe is sharing with you. That's the remarks I have. We are the United States Federal. We're a department of the United States federal government. We're here to serve. Your tax dollars are paying us to help you take your life, your family, and ultimately, I say to small business owners, are you going into business to establish a legacy? Leave a mark on this planet. And I'll leave you with this. I'm living my life that one day my kids are going to do what Colonel Sanders' great grandchildren are doing. Look at my picture and say, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, great grandpa. You made a difference in my life. You go and do the same. Thank you so much, Zhe, for the time and the opportunity to chat today.
Well, thank you so much, Richard Pallay Jr., for coming on. I'm just so excited. It was definitely my honor and delight to have you on the show as the Deputy District Director here in the LA metro area of the Small Business Administration. And so I wanted to remind our listeners that you're listening to the SEO Queen Tech Show, a podcast to help you get more credibility, visibility, and profitability through inspiration, technology, and marketing insight. This podcast is for professionals and entrepreneurs who are looking to get more customers, clients, and patients. We're broadcast worldwide on Bashani Radio, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Bashani Radio, always talking about everything from New York City. You can listen to the SEO Queen Tech Show on any mobile phone or tablet device. You can download the Bashani Radio app to listen or log on to bashaniradio.com. And finally, I don't want to forget, the Reach More Clients Power Conference is happening on Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. Dr. Boyce Watkins and myself and Dr. John Aiden and Adrienne Grace will be speaking along with Adrena Phillips and Ardina Brooks. It's going to be an awesome occasion for you to learn how to grow your business. Go to seoqueen.com/conference to learn more and to purchase your tickets today. So without further ado, I want to thank you all for listening, and until next time.